Welcome back to Elite Tech Club, the place where code meets fun. In today's video, we are diving into something super important. And no, it's not pizza toppings or Netflix shows. We are talking about numbers in JavaScript. Trust me, numbers in JavaScript are a little more exciting than you might think. Let's roll. In JavaScript, numbers are super simple to declare. There's no int or float like other languages, just plain numbers. Let's see. So, we can declare a number using the let keyword or const, if it's a constant, and then variable name, and after that, the value. So here, 25 is a whole number. Also, we can define floating point numbers the same way. So, for example, price is 19.99, which is actually a decimal. JavaScript has some special weird numbers too. Ever heard of these? So what happens if we divide by 0? Console.log 1 divided by 0, or -1 divided by 0. What do you expect? So we save the file, we click on Go Live, or alternatively click on the HTML file in the File Explorer, and yeah, we get the blank screen. If you right click and click on Inspect and go to the Console tab, we see the result. So 1 divided by 0, that's infinity. -1 divided by 0, minus infinity. So these are two special numbers or special symbols for numbers in JavaScript. Also, let's see what happens if we write a string like hello multiplied by 5. So here we save it and we get NaN, or not a number, which is also another special number or value in JavaScript. Now let's make these numbers dance a little. JavaScript has some built-in methods for numbers. Don't worry if you're hearing this term for the first time. Methods will be covered in future, but for now, just think of them like special tricks. So operations that can be performed on a number, for example, like rounding numbers up or down, or converting a number to a text, things like this. So here, first I'll comment out these lines and then define a new variable. Score equals a floating point number, and then also that's log. Here, in order to get access to those special tricks or methods, first we type in the variable name, then we press dot. Here also the IDE helps us. So for example, to fixed, then in order to use it, we have to insert an opening and closing parentheses. So here, what I want to do is to round this number to 2 decimal places. So here I enter 2, and the result would be 98.77, because it rounds the number to 2 decimal points. Also, we can convert this number to a text. So console log, and like before, the variable name dot, and this time we choose toString with opening and closing parentheses, and so here the type will change. So instead of a number, we'll have a string. Okay, now we save the file, and here you see we have the number, so this line, and after that the toString method. Maybe you also want to turn a text into a number. So for example, we have a variable str_num, which is a string. By the way, we'll cover strings in the next video, so they are simple texts, we can say. This number, and then we have console.log. If we only want to pull out the integer part, we can use a method called parseInt, and then has the variable name. So we would like to parse this variable, this string. As mentioned, this will pull out the integer part, so it will be 123 integer. And if we completely want to parse the number, including the decimal places, so we have console.log and then parse float, and then the variable. So here we will get 123.45, and this is the float. Okay, let's comment out the previous lines and save the file. So here you see this is the result of parseInt, and next line parseFloat. JavaScript has a built-in helper called Math that can do all kinds of number magic for you, like finding the biggest or smallest number or giving you random numbers. It's like a calculator that's inside JavaScript. Here I'll comment out these lines, then console.log. I'll type in math, and then I'll press dot, and here again you see a list. So for example, Math.floor, then opening and closing parentheses, it basically rounds a number down to the nearest whole number. So for example, 4.7, I'll save it, so gives us 4. Next, since we have floor, apparently we should have ceiling as well, so math.ceil. Again, we pass in the same number, but this time it rounds it up to the next number. So if I save it, here we get 5. Another one, console.log math.round, which apparently rounds the number to the nearest whole number. So again, 4.0, save the file, again we get the value of 5. Maybe we want to know what's the biggest number among some numbers. So console.log math.max, then we have opening and closing parentheses like before. Here we can add the numbers. For example, 5, then we can separate them using a comma, 5, 10, and 3. Now I'll save it. The max will be 10. And last but not least, console.log math.round random, which will give us a random number between 0 and 1. So I save it. Here you see the random number. So if I save the file again, you see a different one because, yeah, apparently it should be random. Let's build a fun example calculating the area of a circle. So I'll comment out these lines, and then, so first we need the circle's radius. So here we can define a constant radius, for example, 5. Then another constant, the area, and here, as you know, the formula is radius to the power of 2 multiplied by p. So again, we can use the math helper or the built-in calculator which we have, math.e, then multiplied by math.power. So radius, comma, 2, which means radius to the power of 2. And finally, we need to log this value. So console.log the area is, then comma, and then the variable name, which is area. Okay. I save it, and here you see the area of the circle. Maybe you also want to make this number shorter. You already know how to do it, so we can say area dot to fixed, opening and closing parentheses, and then pass again 2, for example, and then save it. So here this number will be rounded up to 2 decimal places. All right, here is a little challenge for you. Can you write a small line of code that gives you a random number between 1 and 100? Try it out and let me know your solution in the comments. And that's it for numbers in JavaScript. We covered declaring numbers, special values like infinity and nan, number methods, conversions, and the math helper. Next, we'll tackle strings in JavaScript, so don't miss it. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and don't forget to write your solutions in the comment. Until next time, keep coding, keep learning, and stay awesome, friends.